Power Circle, Season 4, Episode 3. Power is everywhere. Why not talk about it? I'm Reggie Cash.
I'm Cassie B.
Sorry about that. Minor technical difficulties. Because you know Sabrina's not here this week, so I gotta like do 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And then after that, I give y'all my full undivided attention. We got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot. So.
How was your Canada Day?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. I went to a barbecue. It was a great time. I don't get to have a lot of fun like that.
There we go.
You know, because we work and it costs a lot of energy. And so, yeah.
I can't find the live.
How was your Canada Day?
My Canada Day was dope, very lit. We had a good time. And, yeah, that was pretty much that. I just want to say, Ottawa, we got to do something about the gun control here. Because little young men got killed. Was it on Canada Day or the day before?
It was on Canada Day.
I feel like it was the day before.
It was the morning of.
The morning.
Like the morning of July 1st or the morning of July 2nd?
First.
Okay.
So the morning of July 1st, a young man by the name of Ryan got killed. Unfortunate, very sad. R.I.P. to your entire family.
Mm-hmm.
And stay strong. And my condolences. And it's just, we got to do something with the gun violence.
Yeah.
It's just getting out of hand.
I think with violence in general, because, anyways. So, lots to talk about today. So, there will be, don't say anything right now.
Yes.
Because we didn't make this public yet.
Until
we talk about it. No.
Okay.
There will be a new holiday in the year of 2020. Okay. Let that simmer until we talk about it. And that, what are you doing?
My bad. Sabrina, this is where I need you.
Sabrina's not here, so like it makes our lives super complicating, and Reggie's trying to do a lot of things.
It takes me like 2 minutes when it's supposed to take like.
Anyways,
okay.
I want to talk about focusing on what matters because it's something that I've been struggling with a lot, and I knew what the solution was, and half the time people know what they have to do, they just don't do it. So I want to talk about that. We're going to talk about Zion versus RJ Barrett. Yesterday was a Summer League debut.
Mm-hmm.
And Kawhi Leonard, we all found out this morning, unfortunately, that we're losing a great today. Bluesfest this week started. And you went?
Did you?
Okay. We're going to talk about it then. Disney is going black. I'm so excited. So someone was casted for Ariel, and someone on Twitter is actually vouching for someone to be the voice of Sebastian, the crab. Okay. Which is, I think, should happen, but whatever. ASAP Rocky's in hot water, and we have 2 relationship questions.
Dope.
So, the holiday in 2020 is July 2nd.
About damn time.
So next year, I'm definitely taking July 2nd off. I cannot do this whole party on Canada Day and then work on July 2nd. It was horrible. I was hungover, I kid you not, until like 8 p.m. that day. Like nothing I was eating was absorbing the alcohol left in my body, which was horrible. So working hungover is the worst thing ever.
I'm excited. I can't wait. That means the parties next year are going to be even more crazy. You're going to be turning up on a Tuesday,
and like
chilling on a Wednesday, back to work on a Thursday. Now that's a hell of a week.
Yo, and I think the mistake I make because I went from drinking a lot. I turned 19, went clubbing, drank all the time, gave my mom hell. My mom hates it when I'm drunk. Like she doesn't hate it because like you shouldn't do it. She hates it because of how I am afterwards.
How are you?
I'm the worst. My boyfriend says, no, I've seen you drunk. I'm like, no, you haven't. You haven't seen me drunk.
Yeah.
My hangovers are the worst. Like, I literally feel like I'm dying that day.
God damn.
Like, the ambulance needs to come and pick me up.
Shit, all that.
Like, it's really, this one time my mom was like, I swear to God, if I call an ambulance for you today, the bill that comes with it, you're paying. I was like, and then I'm looking at her and when I tell you I was in pain, I was like, don't call the ambulance because when it's not an actual emergency, the bill is actually big.
Man.
And you can't, like, your insurance doesn't cover it.
Isn't it like 45?
If it's an emergency. Okay. Like if the person was actually dying. In this case, I was actually dying, but it's like I did it to myself. So, but yeah, so that's the holiday. I feel like I wanted to go somewhere with this. But that's a holiday. What do you think?
I think it's dope. I think it's smart. I think it's the greatest way to do it. It also helps people to just recover the next day, right? Because you can't just have a middle day of the week. It's either they did that or they had the weekends, like the holidays just fall on the weekend. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's not on a specific day. It's not like the States.
No.
The States, it's on a legit specific day.
Yeah.
For us, it's that weekend of. You know what I mean? That's the only solution they should have done. But I like that solution because then if Canada Day goes on Monday, then you got Tuesday off. So you got 2 days off.
Yeah.
Who made this? Was this Justin Trudeau or was it who did this?
No, I'm saying. No,
That's what you want.
that's what I want it to be.
All this time, me, I thought it was legit
No,
official.
I'm making this up. So, okay, I just want to take the time. We're not used to doing IG Live, and there's some people actually talking on here. So, first of all, hello to everyone on Instagram Live. Someone, Kyle McLaren, says you're slimming down, Reggie. Or,
You think so?
hi, my fave people. Hi, Alia
Wait,
Cremas.
am I sitting down in a good way or in a bad way? Because I feel sexy, Brody. I'm still good. How am I sitting down?
Love.
Kyle, how am I sitting down? I look good? I mean?
So funny. Okay, so no, I'm saying July 2nd should be a holiday. Okay, focusing on what matters. So if you know me, you know what I'm studying. I don't want to publicize it. But okay, so if you know, you know. Basically, I wrote my first exam and I have 6 exams to write. So now I have 5 exams to write. The second exam is really, really, really hard.
Watch people try to figure out, I know what she's doing.
I'll give $5 to the person who can guess. And I know the people who know what I'm studying, so don't try. But okay, so I like to be involved in a lot of things. You know, I write, all that stuff. And I'm realizing that all the time I'm investing in writing is time I could have invested in studying, and I'm not doing. Because by the time you're done writing, you're not going to want to go studying. So all this time I knew I had to kind of put on pause the writing, but I just didn't want to do it because I'm afraid of going ghost and then having to like restart. You know, like you were already out there and then you go away and then you have to put yourself out there again. But what I'm realizing is that I already invested money in this, and it's a lot of money. It's like $500-$600 per course, and there are 6 of them. And every time you fail, it's another $50. And when you fail that, after paying $50, you pay another $500-$600 again. So it's a lot of money invested, but in the long run, it'll be worth it. So yeah, so I'm just telling people out there who might be struggling with this as well, don't forget on what the actual priority is, and that it's really easy to kind of like be distracted, but don't let the distractions distract you.
I like that.
Yeah. Zion versus RJ Barrett. So I couldn't find if it was the first ever summer league to sell out. It just said it sold out, but it didn't.
It sold out.
It didn't say.
I think Lonzo's was the first one, if I'm not mistaken. Lonzo Ball. I remember Lonzo Ball one.
Reggie doesn't drink alcohol.
Who is it?
Alia Crema says you drunk.
Oh no, I don't drink.
It would be funny to see him drunk though, but
nah, I don't drink at all.
But okay, so the summer league.
Summer league, RJ versus Zion debut yesterday. Man, RJ Barrett came out just like I predicted, inefficient. But it's okay. 4 from 15.
Inefficient?
Inefficient. So inefficient meaning that the selected shots that he takes and the amount of shots that he takes, right?
Okay.
So that means a great efficiency, maybe what? If you finish let's say 11 from 15 from the field. That's a great efficiency. But he finished 4 from 15.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's pretty bad. Zion looks a bit out of shape, but I don't blame him. Because, listen, the man just got drafted. He's in New Orleans. He's probably eating that good southern cuisine. But you can tell that it's bully season, right?
Okay.
So it's bully season. So if you look at he took the ball from Kevin Knox and dunked on him and said, yo, too strong. So that's one of the situations that happened. New York has a great future. New York Knicks been getting a lot of slack on social media because they didn't get any notable free agents. However, they are building for the future.
Who's the New York team that got Kyrie?
That's Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
As the Nets. Across the, what do they say, across the river or some stuff like that. And they're in Brooklyn.
Oh.
Where Brooklyn at? So
Okay.
it was a dope debut, but cut short.
Because of the earthquake. So if you guys watch the news, there was an earthquake. I didn't hear what the magnitude was, but it seemed like it was pretty strong.
6.1.
Oh, okay, yeah, pretty strong. Streets were like split open and like
Some
grocery stores were
2012.
upside down. Yeah, it was just some next level. And like the police, I guess, in that area of close to, it's not in LA, but it's close to LA, was saying that it ended, but like the aftermath is gonna happen, and then it might be worse. Yeah.
I mean, prayers up to Los Angeles, Southern
Yeah.
California. We hope everybody's okay. That's most important. Earthquakes suck. We would know exactly of what it could impact a family, like our families down in Haiti.
Yeah.
So we want you guys to stay strong. And now it's time for the big news.
Kawhi Leonard is leaving Toronto for the Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay, let me go into
This is actually quite devastating news. Like I held on to the hope. When he went back to Toronto. I kind of felt like, okay, he's gonna stay. Drake is gonna convince him because apparently Drake tried to talk to him. And I was thinking, why would you leave a team that you basically won a championship with?
Okay, so let me break this down to you. Kawhi Leonard leaving the Toronto Raptors was a combination of two things. Number one, he wanted to go back home. And number two, the fact that he would have to pay double the taxes, right? Since he's an American.
I don't understand people. Like, when you make a lot of money, you're going to pay a lot of taxes.
Yeah, but he's paying double, right? He's paying American taxes and he's paying Canadian taxes. I don't know what it looks like in terms of when you're living in Ontario, but you're working in Quebec.
You pay twice. You pay Quebec.
Exactly.
No.
Don't you pay twice?
I don't know I don't know if you live in Ontario but you work in Quebec. But if you live in Quebec and you work in Ontario, you're paying two taxes.
Okay, so that's pretty much what it is for Americans. As well as that, Kawhi really wanted to go home. He's a California boy, and I'm pretty sure he couldn't handle the Canadian winters. FYI, people don't know that Toronto's kind of like a chiller winter.
Kawhi has seen nothing. If he's lived in Toronto,
it's not winter.
He's lived in a box because what's outside of Toronto, I don't think he'd be
It's a
able to
disaster.
survive. Yeah,
It's
so
a
whatever he
whole
thinks
lot
he
disaster.
experienced in Toronto is nothing compared to what we experienced.
Oh man, like if it's like disgusting.
Yeah.
Like if you leave Toronto, boy, you're in for a whirlwind. I always said this though: if the Vancouver Grizzlies were to keep their team, I promise you, I think they would have more free agents staying in Vancouver because the weather in Vancouver is way
Vancouver,
better.
when I went there, they had the stores had like the Grizzlies jerseys still. Oh.
And I think that would have been so dope. But now back to the matter at hand, right? Toronto loses Kawhi. Clippers signs Kawhi with Paul George. So now you're looking at it like Kawhi leaves Toronto. Toronto's left with a good competitive team. However, they're missing an MVP caliber type of player that could probably give them a championship. You know what I mean? So now, the biggest news as well was that OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder, offered Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and 6 first-round draft picks for Pascal Siakam. But Toronto said no.
Oh, I was gonna be like, this is news I didn't hear.
Yeah, so Toronto said no because they were going to have to give up Pascal Siakam and 6 draft picks. Okay? Here's my thing. You trade DeMar DeRozan for a championship, right?
Yeah.
You're not thinking about, oh, we're building on the future. You're thinking about winning now. So you do that trade. I don't want to hear anything from Raptors fans telling me, "Oh no, it was a great move not to trade him." For what? For what?
Yeah.
You make that trade even if Kawhi doesn't stay. You get Paul George and Westbrook. You're telling me Paul George, Westbrook cannot compete in the East?
Yeah.
In the East? Listen, we all understand. Yes, I agree. Money, everything. You don't want to have. You don't want to take a big gamble. But you did a gamble on Kawhi and it left you with nothing.
Yeah.
So keep doing what made you work. If it ain't broken, why fix it? Yeah. Do we have a comment?
No, someone joined.
Okay.
Hello.
And that's my thing right now with Toronto. But I'm gonna be very honest. Today's a great day. Today's a great day in Reggie Cash history as a Toronto hater. I'd like to thank Kawhi Leonard. I'd like to thank Uncle Sam for teaching his nephew great values about coming
but
home.
that doesn't mean that... okay, so are you still a Boston fan, or are you going where Kyrie's going?
No. I'm a Celtics fan. Till I die.
Okay, so but that doesn't mean that Boston is going to win the championship.
I'm going to tell you this. It doesn't mean anything. You're 100% right. But I can guarantee you we're better than the Toronto Raptors. I will guarantee
They still have Van Vliet.
Nothing.
They still have... Siakam is pretty good.
He's okay.
They still have Ibaka, which I'm still waiting on that Raptors jersey, by the way.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on the Raptors jerseys. I said I wanted one for my birthday. My birthday was like 2 weeks ago. No, my
Let me
birthday
tell
was...
you this.
My birthday was last week.
Yeah, your birthday was
I'm
last
still waiting. I'm just saying.
I'm going to tell you this. The Toronto Raptors are going to compete. They're going to be 5th or 4th seed in the East. And that's where it ends.
They've gone far without...
No, they haven't. They got swept.
Oh, no, DeRozan was still there.
They got swept.
Okay.
They got swept. And
There was a year where they went far while DeRozan was still there.
Yeah, but they got swept.
Well, that means that they can do it again and actually go further.
Well, this time they don't even have a player close to the door. Like Pascal Siakam has a lot to prove.
And they still have Kyle Lowry.
I think they're going to trade him soon. Yeah, because he's old, right? Kyle's 33. Turning 34 or even 34 right now.
Why would you trade him?
Well, the thing is, Raptors right now they're in a weird spot. It's almost like Oklahoma City. I expect in the next couple of days Russell Westbrook to get traded. I don't know where I think he might go to Lakers or he might go to Miami.
Okay,
Those
so
are my
are
picks.
like the Lakers... No, wait. It's not the Lakers that are going to win a championship.
Right now, the Clippers
Are looking like they could win.
and the Utah Jazz. And I'm telling people right now, the Utah Jazz are a front runner to make it to the NBA Finals. The LA Clippers have a team on paper to go to the NBA Finals. LeBron James right now must be like, damn, how am I going to beat this guy who I'm sharing an arena with?
Yeah.
They're sharing. I want to know, do they have 2 locker rooms?
They must. They must.
And
have
Staples Center?
They must. It's like the...
Or they might just... Yeah.
Or they don't play on the same nights or something.
They don't play on the same night, but they do have...
So how many locker room are we looking at? Because the LA Kings play there. So every team, I'm guessing, has their own locker room?
I don't know.
No, they probably don't have their own.
I think either
There must be more than one locker room in there, but I don't know.
I think either they switch for the home.
That'd be so annoying. Because then you have to move all your stuff. Because that's like their closet, right? And they have all
My
their
thing
clothes.
is,
I
what...
think there might be there might be more locker rooms.
I mean, it is big. Staples Center is huge.
Hi, Leah.
Okay, so don't want to spend too much time talking about Danny Green because he's salty, but Danny Green is moving to LA Lakers.
That's your old team.
Anyways,
You're a Pelicans fan now, right? Do you go where Alonzo goes and you're a Alonzo fan, or your team is LA? You have to make these executive decisions.
I think I'm going where Lonzo's going.
So you're a Alonzo fan.
Okay, so Blues... how much time do we have?
10.
Okay, we can do Bluesfest. Bluesfest kicked off this week, and this week it was really warm. So the people who went, anyways, kudos to them. But there's this girl called Now. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now. She's an English artist, actually from like the UK. And
dope.
yeah, apparently she's really good. And I don't remember seeing her on the lineup, but I wish I went just based off of what people were snapping and talking about. And I read the Ottawa Citizen article about the people who talk about the shows the night before. And apparently she was wearing, so she had this really big fro. Obviously that wasn't hers, but people were like, yo, she did that in the heat that we had, and she was wearing the big hair or whatever. Jessie Reyes, who's supposed to perform, is not gonna perform because she got injured. So people who thought they were gonna go see her.
Was it this week? Jessie Reyes?
It's this week. It was this week. It's upcoming, or it's this week. Okay. Coming up this week. And we wish her well, obviously. Yesterday there was a show. I can't remember what the name of the group was, but it was white people, and that's all I remember. I think it was they attracted an older crowd, and there was it didn't seem like it rained that much yesterday in Orleans, but apparently it was pouring at LeBreton Flats. And so what happens is they obviously don't move forward with the show. They shelter people, and then they move forward with the show. What happens though, if the group that you have is on a world tour and they were stopping in Ottawa, they probably would have not been able to stay. But thankfully for those people, I think the group stayed and they were able to proceed afterwards. And I am looking forward to Backstreet Boys.
When are they performing?
On the 14th. It's the last
day?
Sunday, yeah. I got my tickets. I bought my tickets.
Yeah, they're closing the...
How are their voices? I want to go see them.
How are their voices?
Yeah.
They sound the same.
They sound the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
They sound the same. I think there's going to be a lot of people because this is a concert for 90s babies, okay?
Sure
I'm
is.
a 92, so hi people who joined. So Alex, Stéphane, Fiddler, Florence, hi everyone. So Backstreet Boys, you need to understand, I remember exactly in which house we were at the time. It was the first house I can remember living in. And I was in elementary school, younger, on était quoi?
By 99.
Yeah, I remember, oh my God, the video where I forget what it's called, but they're in the rain. Is it Quit Playing Games With My Heart? Yeah, oh my God.
So 90s.
I cannot wait. I don't care who's watching me that day. This is, anyways. I can't wait.
I remember Nick Carter was the biggest dude back then.
Brian was my favorite for some reason. I remember just loving Brian. Everyone was into Nick Carter, and I was like, ew, Brian is worse. But today I understand why people were into Nick Carter. Yeah, which is exciting. Should we cut it here and open up a new segment?
Let's do it.
Okay, so for the audio, we're going to cut it here, and then we're going to come back with the rest of the podcast.
What's up with it? Yeah, I just saw Kyle's comment. Yeah, I'm slimming down. I'm still looking good though. I'm gonna make sure to eat today because you said that. I'm still strong. Lifting more. I'm fine. And we're back with more of the hot topics.
Yeah, so Disney has casted a black person to play the Little Mermaid, Ariel. And her name is Hailey Bailey.
Hailey Bailey.
I don't know if I'm saying it right. But she's a twin. I think they performed at Coachella once. Am I right? I can't remember if they performed at Coachella, but I know that Beyonce is I think
they're signed to Beyonce.
Yeah, they're signed to Beyonce. So the twin Hailey Bailey was casted as Ariel, which is a big deal because Ariel, growing up, we watched her and she was white with red hair, and the real life movie is gonna be a black girl.
Crazy.
Which is cool because now this means that this is Disney's second black princess. Remember Princess and the Frog?
Oh.
This is amazing.
You know, it'd be funny if they do a live action of Princess and the Frog and then They switch to put a white girl instead.
Ew, no. No, that would be unacceptable. I feel like black people would be like outraged.
Oh,
like it would make a big deal.
Oh man.
And now they're talking about how Melissa McCarthy might be signed to do Ursula. But now some people are saying it should be Monique.
Which Monique?
Monique, the
Big Monique?
Yeah.
Oh, but she's not big
people
no more.
should say, oh, well, they should. And I could see how she could play Ursula, though.
She'd be good.
That'd be
Yeah.
good. She'd be good.
Yeah. Some people, I'm saving the best for last. Some people are saying Shawn Mendes should be Prince Eric, and I see it. I saw they put the
Is he a
pictures.
good actor though? Like,
I don't know, but look-wise, he's winning look-wise.
Okay, look
For Prince Eric.
Like, you don't want to get okay. He's good looking. Then you go to see him act and start dud.
Oh my god. The bird in Little Mermaid is being played by this Asian girl. I forget her name, and the yellowfish is being played by this kid, this little boy. I forget his name too.
Okay.
But on Twitter, people are saying Sebastian the Crab should be played by Popcaan
What?
or Popcaan.
Absolutely not.
Yes, because the crab has an accent.
Not a Jamaican accent.
But wouldn't it? Can't you see it though? Like I think it would be hilarious if Popcaan, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Popcaan plays Sebastian the Crab.
That would be funny.
Can you imagine? I would love it.
Mr. Banana on the road.
I think it would be hilarious. So I'm excited because this is one live, like real life. How do they say it? Real life? Live action movie that I actually want to see. The Lion King I'm going to watch, but when I tell you I hate The Lion King just because of what happens in it, and it's going to be like live action, like I'm gonna have to watch that live action. Like the cartoon scarred me as a kid.
Stop.
I swear to God, that's why I don't like it.
All of us.
I don't, but I took it personal.
liked it.
I took it personal. I really, it's
Wow, he shouldn't have died. To this day, Mufasa should have never died.
Yo, it's a good movie. I'm excited.
Now I gotta
to
watch
see
him kill Mustafa in real life.
That's the thing. Like, I don't know that I can watch that.
I hate
like,
Scar and I haven't seen him yet.
Oh yeah, Scar. Oh my God, I can't. Who's playing Scar?
Let me check.
Who?
I
Like,
haven't seen Scar in the live movie trailer yet. They've been here hiding him.
no,
Is
I
there
feel
a
like
someone-
I think they showed him
someone on the
once.
trailer?
Yeah, they showed him.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I haven't seen Aladdin yet. I haven't seen it. Apparently, like it's 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50.
I'm not trying to watch that. I watched Spider-Man and I watched Dark Phoenix.
I don't know. I feel like kids today that are gonna watch the live actions that like it's not what it's not like,
The cartoons.
you know, like we know.
We know what's popping.
Yeah.
Like I watched Spider-Man and it was amazing, but the cartoon.
But Spider-Man has always been live. We've had it live action for a long
But
time.
this Spider-Man, I'm telling you, this one crazy. X-Men is finally done.
Okay.
I can't wait for the reboot. I can't wait to see who's gonna be the new Wolverines.
Who was the old Wolverine?
What's his
Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah. It's gonna be crazy.
Okay, well, that was Disney. ASAP Rocky is in hot water. So did anyone hear about this?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay,
did.
so there's a music festival in Sweden, and I can't understand if he was performing there or not, but he was at a music festival, and there was an argument with these two other guys, apparently over headphones or something, like broken headphones. And then this girl, I don't know where this girl fits in the story, but this girl shows up and then says that one of the two guys that are arguing with A$AP Rocky touched her butt. And so A$AP Rocky did not like that, so he ended up, I guess, like knocking the guy out or something. Like you can see the video, like he's like swinging the guy and like whatever, like it's on video. The thing is that A$AP Rocky is obviously not from Sweden. So the police there, or the people that are trying to keep him, if you're not from there, they can keep you for up to 72 hours. But these people are trying to keep him for like 2 weeks. And if he goes to jail, he's facing 6 months in Sweden. And I don't think they like black people.
I don't think so too.
I don't think it's a black people friendly place.
Country, yeah.
Yeah, anyways. But what did I want to say? Now what happens is I think that this whole violence situation needs to stop, because I went to a barbecue and I don't understand. So in this case, I mean, ASAP is not the one who like touched the girl or whatever, and it's not even like the person touched the girl violently. It's just he touched the girl and the girl didn't like it. But like, I went to a barbecue and like this guy was swinging at a girl with a bottle of alcohol, and I just don't understand like why guys feel like it's cool for them to like be violent with a woman. Like, I don't know if someone can explain that to me. Like, what do you gain from hitting a woman?
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm not going to... There's nothing to gain because it's not the right thing to do. That's number one. Let's put that out there. But I just think certain people should not be drinking. I truly believe that. I feel like certain people should not consume alcohol. If you know that when you drink, you get super aggressive, don't drink alcohol. If you know when you're smoking, this makes you feel a certain way where it's very disrespectful, don't smoke. It's really that simple. A lot of people just can't handle their, like, substances. And it's a problem because you know that you're that way. So if you know you're that way, then why are you doing it? So, like, why are you doing it?
Okay, but, like, guy or girl, like, I don't, like, let's say I'm not a violent person when I drink alcohol. I'm really not. But, like, I'm, like, the happiest person. Like, people think I actually have a problem because I'm never this happy. Like, I have a resting, like, bitch face all the time. But, like, when I consume alcohol, which is really not that often, I get happy and I want to dance with everyone and I'm friendly and I love I hate people. But like love people.
That's our favorite line. I hate humans. But when I'm drunk, I love humans.
So but yeah, so let's say like I drink, then I become violent. Like you are sober. Mm-hmm. Because I'm violent with you, you shouldn't be yeah, like, so I don't understand why people feel like, oh, well, I'm sober, this people is drunk, and this person's drunk, and he or she's being violent with me, I have to be violent with them.
I agree. It's not right. It's not something that should happen. And again, it's just a question of awareness. People need to know their limits when it comes to their alcohol use, or even their smoking use. I can't even go in depth about that because it's just like, man, just don't do that.
Yeah. Well, if you bought tickets for his world tour, it's paused and no one knows when it's going to resume. So
that's the worst. You buy tickets and you're so excited, and then your artist just had to do some crazy stuff.
I mean, he was defending the girl.
Yeah, and there was video showing him telling the dudes the dudes were following him too. Like,
those
like,
angles.
Yo, like, leave me alone, back away.
Where's the security?
Security was there.
Oh, and apparently he's in solitary confinement.
Yeah, they won't. I don't think they're gonna put him with general population. But
solitary confinement, isn't that like?
That's a bit excessive too.
Solitary confinement, isn't that like on your mental? It's hard.
Yeah, because you're by yourself.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Prison in Sweden, it's not the same as prison in America. So the prison system is not as harsh as.
Do you know this?
Yeah, because it's.
I'm like, how did?
No, it's like the system, like it's not as aggressive as the prison system in America.
Oh, okay,
so,
well.
Yeah, it's still fucked up, but like, I think he has a TV. I don't know.
Oh.
Man, if you got a TV in jail, then you good. Like, you good.
Wow. Okay. Well. Okay. Relationship questions. So I'm kind of wondering before we get to them, are these for you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
So, is it okay to have someone other than your partner buy you food, like, as a friend? So, like, if you're in a relationship with someone...
Yeah.
And someone else buys you food...
Yeah.
So, okay, do you mean, like... Okay, well, in what context?
Yeah, what's the context?
Oh, man. Okay, let's say, I don't know, you chilling, whatever, and then Joe Blow buys you food, right? Let's say your guy friend buys you food.
Okay, who cares?
Like, I don't know. I feel
like you care.
It shouldn't be a problem. Like, okay, let's say, okay.
I feel like Cassie would care.
I don't, well...
I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!
Okay, like, I'm chilling.
Yeah, like...
I'm chilling with my friend. We were out. So let's say, okay, that's a perfect example. We're at Bluesfest.
Yeah.
If my homegirl buys me food... It's not like...
Yeah, like that, I don't mind. But if you're telling me, like, you guys went to a, like... a restaurant. I feel like at the very, very, very beginning of this relationship, like before I had the title, he was still mine, but like before I had the title, he like went to restaurants with friends that are women, and like
small dinner dates.
But like but the thing, okay, so the tables were turned, like he would pay, like he's just a nice person, okay, like he would pay, and that would bother me, because I'm like, what do you mean you're going to a restaurant with a friend that is a girl and she can't pay for her own meal? Like, who does she think she is? Now she's gonna go home, call her friend, and be like, I went to the restaurant with this person, and he, you know, he paid for my food, and what do you think that's gonna, like, I don't like that.
Okay, what happened if like you guys are at work and you guys are on lunch break and he pays for her lunch?
I still feel like he shouldn't be paying for other people's food. Like, if the person saying they're gonna pay him back is just because they're broke today and they're gonna pay him back, I don't mind. But if, like, I don't know, I'm just bitter, I guess.
Such a. Are you a Cancer?
Yes. But okay, like if a girl or no, well, it's.
What if it's the other way around? You're in your boyfriend situation, and you had a guy friend buying you food, taking you out as friends.
No. I don't go out with other guy friends. The most I will do is like go to Starbucks or something, like, because I have some guy friend. Okay, so he has a lot of girls that are friends, and it was easier for me back in the day to be friends with guys because they don't judge you, they don't whatever. Yeah. And I'm still friends with those people, but like we all have our lives, we all work, like we communicate through Snapchat sometimes. Like they see something, oh, that was cool or whatever. But the most I would do is like go to McDonald's for like a cold drink, or like Starbucks or something.
Okay. But
I wouldn't go like for a dinner. Like my boyfriend is coming with me if I'm going to this dinner with this guy friend.
Okay.
Like I left my work, I had like before I started my new job, and a lot of my coworkers, you know, they're women and men, and this one guy knows my boyfriend from past workplace. And he's like, oh, like, you know, we should go eat sometime. And I'm like, cool, like, I'll bring him. And he's like, okay, I'll bring my girlfriend. So I'm like, good, because I'm not going to go just eat with, yeah.
I guess it depends on the context of the situation.
Yeah. It's really rare that I would go eat with you.
Yeah.
But like I don't know. There are some men out there that like to think extra, and I'm not gonna give that to them. So coffee only. But yeah.
Facts.
But I didn't hear about you.
I agree with you. I agree with everything you said. I think I wanted to get your reaction off of that. Second relationship question was actually inspired by someone who sent me a message. Remember? You remember? Closure.
Oh, okay. So how important is closure in order to move on from a relationship?
Super important.
It's very important, but like
that should be like step number uno.
Yeah, and I mean closure. Like closure means a lot of things to people. For me, closure is like you guys have that discussion, and depending on how it goes, will most likely like it ends, and that's all you needed to move on. But it's really important because if you don't have the closure, then you know feelings are still getting hurt. There's confusion.
That too. I think emotionally, you have to have the closure. You have to like sit down by yourself and be like, I am done emotionally. I'm not gonna feel some type of emotion, and then you move on. If you keep it open, well, good luck for the next dude or the next girl.
What is the situation though?
So remember, a young man sent me a message saying that he's still not over his ex.
Oh yes, okay, so he's still okay. Was that it? Was that like what else did he say?
And then he's like, I don't know what to do to get over her. And then my reaction was like, well, why are you sending me this? And I was like completely confused.
But you're the love doctor.
I am the love doctor.
Okay, so to this person that messaged Reggie like last week or something, because we didn't have a show. It was the week that we didn't have a show.
Yeah, it was your birthday week.
Yeah, it was my birthday week. Okay, so you're with this girl or you're not with this girl anymore, I guess, and you're okay, so yes, closure is important, because if you don't have it, then like everything's up in the air, and you guys are together, you're not together, this person's seeing someone else, you're seeing someone else, and then you guys are angry, and then it's a vicious cycle. And so I think that if you haven't had that talk with the person yet, you should talk with this person, talk everything through, and then you guys kind of have to figure out, do you guys want to give this another go, or is it better to just end? But it's really like, it has to be like black or white. It's either you guys give it another chance, willing to change some things, or like you both don't see things the same, and you just end it. And when you end it, I mean, like, the moment you leave this person, you don't even look, don't even like, don't. You know what I'm trying to explain is that,
Don't look back when you're walking
yeah,
away.
like, I mean, like, the second you're trying to turn your head, like, you're breaking your neck is what I mean. Like, you don't want to break your neck. So the second you leave, you don't ever look back. Basically, like, I've always said, my aunt who's currently, I can't remember if it's my aunt who's currently watching right now who told me this, but an aunt told me this. An ex is like that piece of clothing that you don't want to wear anymore, and it's hiding in a drawer somewhere, and you don't look at it ever again. So you should be doing that to that girl. I'm sorry, but that's what you should be doing. To move on, that's what you need to do.
I think what you need to do, and this is advice from the law doctor, I think you didn't have sex for the last time. What I need you to do is, if you guys are still having sex, you need to have closure sex.
No,
men,
because then there's feelings. Like,
yeah, but it's important.
Pointless.
But it's also important for guys to know that this is the last time I'll ever hit this ever again. And I think that's what happened, Cassie. I honestly believe that he did not have closure sex, and it's bothering him because he's missing it. And I've been in situations like that before, and I wish it upon not even my worst enemy. What he needs to do is he needs to talk to his girl or his ex, be like, listen, we need to talk for one last time, and we need to relive this moment one last time in order for me to move on.
No.
Because I'm telling you, he's going to go to bed every day not knowing how that was for the last time. And it's real. A lot of men, we can't move on if we don't mentally prepare ourselves to let that go. Guys will keep women as long as they can because of that.
No.
And I'm going to call it Aquafina. It's a better name.
Anyway, okay, so, I mean, that's Reggie's take on the closure. I gave you mine. I wanted to say something. And don't be afraid, like, obviously, like, you're gonna need a couple days to, like, digest the fact that you've lost this person. Again, I don't know how long you've been with this person. I don't know how the relationship was.
Think about it, Cass. He's been with that person for, let's say, a year, 2 years, and he didn't have closure, Aquafina. Know how bad that is?
You don't need that kind of closure. The closure you need is knowing, okay, well, there's nothing left that we can do to save this relationship, so, like, it's best that we just go our separate ways. That's closure.
You know what?
But the fact that you guys talked about it means that you guys talked about it. So no one can say, like, it wasn't talked about. No one can be mad at you for moving on. Like, you said, you both agree that you're moving on.
I feel like that's like an episode of The Bachelorette. You know when you don't get the rose and you just talk it out?
No, because I feel like doing that, like, having your kind of closure, like, there's still feelings there. Like, you leave and, like, there's still feelings.
Yes and no. And I'm going to explain. Once you have that closure, Aquafina, everything comes back into place. You're mentally stable. Right now, he's not stable. Cass, I need you to be in a guy's body to understand that he is not. He is
this
not
guy,
stable.
if this guy has friends, he should be hanging out with his friends after he has his closure. He should be going out, you know, go on Tinder, meet some new people, go clubbing, do a weekend in Toronto. I don't know. But, like, don't be afraid to, like, date. In my last relationship, when we broke up, like, I dated.
How quickly did you wait?
Oh, I was depressed for a long time. But then I realized I can't sit in bed and cry, like, 24/7. I have to do something with myself. Yeah. And thankfully, I was working in retail at the time with people who like to go out and, like, it was in the era where Tinder was popular. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm telling you, this is, like, 2013... 2014, 2015.
Tinder's been on for that long?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't got Tinder.
You know, like Plenty of Fish, all that stuff. That stuff was popular. Everyone was on it. So I was like, okay, if everyone's on it, I can be on it too. And like, I was on it just like to meet people. It wasn't like for relationships. It was just like, I can't be by myself. I have to meet people. I want to go on dates. I want my meals to be paid, all that stuff. You know, I wanted to feel special, but not be in a relationship. I did that.
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Where is your boyfriend currently? Your current boyfriend? Where is he when you're doing all of this?
What are you talking about?
No, where is he in his life right now?
He was dating that person that gave me hell.
Really?
Yeah. That's where he was. That's where at the time, yeah, I think it's either like, because think about it. 2013, 2014, I was dating this guy who broke up with me. So this guy actually met and then we actually dated, okay? Off of like Tinder, we dated. Broke up with me because he wasn't able to get like, well, he wasn't able to like.
How old was he?
He was like in his 30s. And he said it's because like his ex like scarred him emotionally. So like he wasn't able. Yeah. So then I technically, I told him, I was like, listen, there's therapy for this stuff. Like, and we don't have to break up. Like, there's therapy. Like, I'll go.
That's a lie.
Like,
that's a lie.
No, he actually could not. Like,
you're a risk because I don't know a lot of girls would be like,
no, because he was actually like a very good person, like good on his 2 feet on his own, everything. And like, I could tell he actually liked me, but like, he thought that I was going to drop him so he just broke up with me first. And then, I swear to God, I think he did go to therapy. And like, a year later, right before actually my boyfriend. So this was like in May, and I started dating my boyfriend in October. So like, he was able to.
Oh, I guess.
How do you know?
Well,
you tell
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You skipped that part. You know me. I like details. You know me.
But anyways, and then.
Yo, I got
that's literally what
that shit was different.
Yo, I got the pill. I got the pill.
Yo, I went to therapy. I talked to dude. I'm back.
But for real, for guys who can't, they have.
Well, I'm gonna say this though.
There is therapy for that though, for real.
I'm gonna say this.
Real.
Guys, stop watching porn. If you're 25 and older, stop watching porn. And if you have a porn addiction, limit it to like twice a week. No, I'm serious. If you have a porn addiction,
you'll have to. We didn't see this because you left the damn thing.
Who's this?
So I don't know who that is. You and I are alike. Yeah, same. Okay, so Cushy Keef. Who's Cushy Keef?
I don't know.
Cushy Keef. Y'all have to break up. Okay, yeah. So the guy is basically agreeing that like.
Listen.
The guy needs. Yeah, no, and I agree with what Cushy Keef is saying. When did you say that? If you're talking about the closure part, yeah, like it's over.
Okay.
But back to what we were talking about.
Back to the. This took a wild turn of events.
Yeah.
Guys, if you guys watch porn, you need to limit your porn usage because it might affect you in your 30s. You need to watch porn once a week, or before you're about to meet a girl. You know what I mean? Because before you're about to meet a girl, it is important to watch porn. But you got to make sure that you don't go overboard. And I'm being serious because if you don't watch porn, that could fuck up your performance. It could mess up your performance at the highest level. That's the difference between 15 minutes and 37 minutes. And I'm just being honest. That's the difference between 15 minutes and 30. And you never go raw on the first 7 dates. You gotta wait. You gotta know her. You gotta see.
What is oil changes?
I don't know, but I want to know what's oil changes.
Yeah, Cushy Keef, what is oil changes? I need to know what that is. I don't know what that is. Never go raw.
Never go raw, and I'm gonna tell you why you never go. You never go raw on a new shorty because you don't know who the shorty is. So, health is wealth. Life matters. Number one, we've all done it though, by accident. You know what I mean? We've all made that mistake, and then we stressed about our lives for a couple. But then after that, you put the condom on, and then you have no stress. But back to the real matter at hand.
Oil changing. It's me. It's Mata stories. By accident. Lol. Okay, well,
But yeah, so like I was saying, a lot of men suffer from porn addiction that affects their real life. And it's not good. Men, listen, I used to watch porn. I'm not gonna lie, I watch it sometimes here and there.
do you watch that when you're in a relationship? Like, do you guys do that?
100%.
100%.
But
100%.
why? Like,
Because before
like you're in a relationship, you don't even need
No,
to...
because before me and my girl are about to go in it, I gotta make sure that I'm 110%, 110%. And I'm gonna tell you what it means. Okay, this is getting very X-rated, but for our viewers, I like this stuff. And I have a few sexologist people that I want to bring on the show. They're like sex experts.
We might... Wait, is that a girl?
It's a girl.
Yeah, we might get her, actually.
What's her name?
I don't remember her name.
Lux Velvet?
Yes.
Sex experts.
I think so.
Sex experts. And I'm telling you, when you watch porn before going into intercourse with your girl, you have to be careful the type of porn you watch because you don't want to go crazy. Like you don't want to like touch yourself to the point where you can't walk. But no. Y'all are laughing. I'm being dead ass serious. You want to like touch it a bit. So then when you're good and then you're about to go get it down with your shorty, I promise you'll last at least 15 to 20 minutes. Props.
You lost?
You'll last, sorry. You'll last
The
at least.
next time you do it, you will last longer?
Yes. Because you have to keep in mind, foreplay is the biggest weakness to men. That's why we don't like foreplay. A lot of girls, no, I like when you take your time. No, cache sur moi. Take your time on me. That's dangerous. Foreplay is dangerous.
Oh my God.
And like I've realized a guy like me, the more famous I might become. Listen, when I was dead broke and I didn't have a job, I only had dick to offer. I'm gonna say it live. I only had great dick to offer.
Yo.
Now that I have a bit of money, I'm lazy. I get selfish. But you can't blame me. Blame the establishment that I work for because I gotta be up at 6 a.m. every day. Listen, this is why we lose our great women to drug dealers. Because they have a lot of time on their hands. They're not doing anything like productive with their life. But with that being said, guys, limit porn because porn addiction is a real danger to us men in society. Limit Mountain Dew. Well, some of you might not limit Mountain Dew because it kills your sperm, but that's okay in a sense. But if you do all of that I'm telling you, but if you limit to that, that's what it's going to be. You feel me? And I think, listen to the advice, and I think Cassie it's worse. I know some girls that told me, like, yo, their boyfriends had, like, porn addictions, and they can't get their dick up unless they watch porn. That should never be.
Yeah, your brain is, like, wired to watch porn.
Like, your brain is, like, wired to watch porn.
Holy.
So, like, whatever you do, make sure, like, you limit the porn. And when you limit the porn, you're going to see, like, it's like anything's going to get you.
But they're saying that there's, I think I heard or I read, like, millennials are having less sex than previous generations.
Well, I don't blame us millennials. Are we millennials?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. I'm going to explain to you why we're having less sex. And I'm going to tell you why.
Well, yeah. Well, everyone's on their phone. People don't talk to each other like that.
No, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why we're having less sex. This is a great relationship question right now is why are we having less sex?
We don't have much
Compared
time.
to, like, our parents' generation?
Okay. Compared to First of all, our parents' generation were dogs. They didn't have to go through, or at least maybe my parents, they didn't have to go through, like, all these HIVs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they probably had, like, STIs, but they didn't have one that could, like, legit kill you. That's a big consideration. But, you know, I just want to say this, and I'm going to end it like this since the audio cut. It is important to use a condom, even when you get oral sex. I don't want to hear anybody. Tino's not in agreement with my statement, but it is important to have oral sex with a condom unless that is your partner and you know that person for years to come. Best believe lah, me they call me condom. That's why they call me in the streets. They call me condom. They call me condom. Or they used to. They call me condom. They used to.
Anyway, so I guess that's where we're ending the show today. For the guy that needed the relationship question on closure, I hope we answered your question. If you are just tuning in, you can rewatch it when we go off. Audio drops at 7 p.m. tonight. And we don't have a show next week. Next week is our off week.
Already?
Yes. But the week after, we might have a very interesting show.
Is it with the...
Yeah.
Ah!
So make sure everyone tune in for that. Because that's going to be...
Yo, they have a dildo, and it's called Thanos.
Thanos?
Okay, so we're ending the show here, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the sun. Wear lots of sunscreen. Drink lots of water. Don't do drugs.